Honestly, you won't believe this. Do you know you can make luxury hand wash with Dove soap? Yes, you heard me right. I made this luxury hand wash with Dove soap and it's super good. This is classic. Just take a look at this. Isn't this beautiful? This is super good and you're going to love it. Now, if you're interested, just watch this video to the end. Now, let's get down to business. Hello friend, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. In this video today, I'll teach you how you can make luxury hand wash using Dove soap. It's super easy and simple. Now to make your luxury hand wash, start by boiling water with a pot. Now for the water measurement, I'll be using 8 liters. So over here I have 5 liters of measuring cup and I've already used it to measure 5000 ml. So I'll go on and add the remaining 3 liters, and this is the 6 liters, 7 liters and the 8 liters. So I'll be using a total of 8 liters of water, which is 8000 ml. So all you have to do is to bring this water to a boil. So just cover your pot and allow the water to boil. And now while we're waiting for the water, let's move on to the next. Now for the next step, you'll be needing Dove soap. Now this is Dove bar soap and they have different variants, so you can choose any one of your choice. I actually love this particular one. I also love the pink one. I don't know if that is peach or pink, but I know I do love either the peach or the pink one. It smells really good. It smells really good. That's actually one of the reasons why I love this Dove soap, because it smells really nice and it's actually very creamy. You guys, this soap is really rich. It's really rich and creamy, so I actually do love it. So that's what we're going to use here. So I'll be using 6 pieces of Dove bar soap. Now each of the pack contains 4 pieces. So I actually bought 2 and I'll be using 6 pieces out of it. Although I started with 5 pieces and along the line I added extra 1 to make it 6. And then I will explain why I added extra 1. So just wait for it. So like I was saying about this soap is super rich and it's very creamy, so it's very good for hand wash. Now all you have to do, get the soap and then you need to shred it. Yeah, we really need to shred it. So you can use either your grater or you can use a knife or anything you can use to grate it. You just have to grate it into a powder form so that it can be easy to dissolve. So at this point I've already added the extra 1, making it 6 altogether. So please take note. Now each of the bar is about 100 gram. 1 bar is 100 grams, so I used 6 bars, and that's about 600 grams altogether. So please take note. So at this point our water is already boiling, so it's time to add our shredded bar soap. So after shredding your bar soap, make sure you bring your water to a boil, and then you can then pour the shredded soap into the water just as you're seeing it in the video. Pour the shredded soap into the boiling water, and immediately you pour the shredded soap. Please do well to reduce the heat, and after that mix properly well with a whisk, or you can use a spoon, but I actually like doing this with a whisk because with whisk you can actually mix properly. So after mixing well, cover it and then leave it on a low heat to boil for like 30 minutes. So you can leave it between 30 to 35 minutes, and after that you can then open it, and at this point everything is properly dissolved. Now at this point you need a spoon. Now with the help of the spoon you can be able to detect if everything is well dissolved. So just as I seen it in the video, just use a spoon to stir, and after that you can check on the spoon if there's any lumps or particles in it. And then you can also use the spoon to check the consistency, just to know how watery or how thick. Now the thing is that when it's still very hot, you can't actually tell if it's going to be thick or watery. So all you have to do is to just allow it to cool completely, and then you can move on to the next step. So when you turn off the heat, just cover it and then leave it there to sit for like 15 minutes. Just give it time to cool completely. So you're going to give it for about 10 to 15 hours, and after 10 to 15 hours you can then move on to the next step. Now this is after leaving it for 11 hours. So now I'm just going to proceed with the next process. So all I did was to transfer it into a bowl, and here I'm just checking the consistency. So as you can see, it's actually thick but not thick enough for a hand wash, so we need to thicken this. Now to thicken this, we'll be using xanthan gum. Xanthan gum. You can either use xanthan gum or you can use goa gum. Now this is a natural thickener. It's not the same as nitrosol. So please do not come and ask me if you can use nitrosol. The answer is no. Please do not use nitrosol. You need a natural thickener, and we're using xanthan gum. So you can either use xanthan gum or you can use goa gum. So for the xanthan gum, we're using 15 grams. Now this all depends on the consistency you got from your soap. Now if after leaving it to cool, you notice that the soap is thick, you can actually reduce the measurement of the xanthan gum to either 10 grams or 8 grams. But if it is too watery, you can actually increase the measurement of the xanthan gum from 15 grams to 20 grams. So that's it. So after measuring the xanthan gum, the next thing you need is glycerin, vegetable glycerin. Now you need to combine the glycerin and xanthan gum together because xanthan gum and goa gum is not soluble in water. Now this means that you can't dissolve it with water, you can only dissolve it with glycerin, and that is the reason we're using glycerin to dissolve it. So all you have to do is combine your glycerin and your xanthan gum together, stir properly well to dissolve, make sure that there are no lumps in it. Make sure there's no lumps in it. And after that, you can then pour in the hand wash into the mixture, which is your glycerin and xanthan gum. Now this will help to actually loosen the whole thickness, so that when you pour it into the major product, it wouldn't form or create lumps. So that's exactly what I'm doing in the video. So make sure you keep adding the hand wash until everything is properly dissolved and until it's soluble enough for you to pour it into the major mixture. Although you can actually pour it immediately after mixing it with glycerin, that is only if you can mix it immediately to avoid it forming or creating lumps in your hand wash, unless you're ready to filter or sieve after production. So that's it. Now after mixing properly, just pour it into the hand wash and stir properly well with a whisk. Now I love doing this with a whisk. You can actually use a hand mixer, or you can use a stick blender, or you can also use a spatula, but I actually love doing this with whisk. Now if you use a hand mixer or a stick blender, it will create so much bubbles. There'll be so much bubbles, and that means after production you have to cover it and leave it for some time for the bubbles to settle before you can package it. So doing this with a whisk will help you to actually prevent too much bubbles. So that's it. Now after mixing well, now you can see the consistency, and this is exactly what I need. So this consistency is perfect and I can work with it. So if you got your desired consistency, you can then go on and add the following ingredients. Now the next ingredient you need, which is totally optional, is EGDS, which is ethylene glycol distrate. This is totally optional. Now the reason I added this is just for beauty. This will help to add a glossy effect and also add a shining effect to the product. You can either use mica color or you can use EGDS. It's totally optional. You can do without it. And after adding that, the next thing you need is preservative. Yes, we used a lot of water, so we need to add preservative into this so as to preserve the product. So you can either use powdered preservative or you can use a liquid preservative. I prefer to use phenolethanol because it's a stabilizing agent and also a preservative. So that's why I choose phenolethanol. So that's it. Now moving on, the next thing you need is fragrance, but adding fragrance is totally optional because this soap smells really good on its own, so you might actually not need fragrance for it. But honestly, the reason I like adding fragrance is just to make a little change. I mean, you don't want someone to easily spot it out that this is made out of Dove soap or this smells like Dove soap and all that. So adding fragrance is just to make a little change. So that's it. So you might actually do without it. So add the fragrance just the way you want it. I don't have measurement for it. So just add the way you want it and then mix properly well and voila. Now please take note, just in case you're wondering if you can use nitrosol as the thickener or if you can use HPMC, if you can use salt to thicken it, the answer is no. Please bear in mind that xanthan gum or goa gum is a natural thickener, so you can't actually use nitrosol or HPMC in place of xanthan gum. It's actually very easy to get and it's actually not that expensive, so you can get it. Now let's check this website. This is where I buy some of my chemicals. Now this is 50 grams of xanthan gum is 1,300, and then for goa gum is 500 naira for 50 grams, so it's something you can afford. It's not expensive. Now here is another means to achieve a thick consistency without using xanthan gum. So take for example you want to make 8 liters. All you have to do is to reduce the water quantity. Since I used 600 grams of bar soap, you can reduce the water quantity from 8 liters to 5 liters. That way it's going to come out thick and you wouldn't have any need to add xanthan gum or goa gum. And another alternative is to increase the bar soap. Instead of using 600 grams, you can actually use 900 grams. That is to say, you can use 9 pieces to make the 8 liters and it will come out thick. But now the truth is that the major purpose of adding xanthan gum is to maximize profit. So if you're making it for sale, you can actually use xanthan gum. That way you can maximize profit and also get a thick soap. And another thing is, just in case you use too much xanthan gum and it reduces the foaming effect, you can add cocoa betaine or cocoamide to boost the foaming effect. So that's it. So when you're done with that, you can go on and package your soap. So after adding the xanthan gum and add all the ingredients, mix properly well and leave it for like 10 to 20 minutes. Now here is something you need to know about natural thickeners like xanthan gum and goa gum. The thickness doesn't reflect immediately after adding it. When you add it and mix, it takes a gradual process to come up. So after mixing it together, if it's still watery, don't go on and start mixing another one. Give it time, like 10 minutes or 20 minutes to notice the thickness before you can be able to decide if you can add or not. So that's something about xanthan gum. When you add it, you might not notice the thickness immediately, but when you give it time, you will notice the thickness. So if after leaving it for like 20 minutes and it's still watery or you're still not comfortable with the consistency, then you can go on and add more xanthan gum, dissolving it with glycerin as well. So that's it. So after mixing, leave it for like 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes you can then check the consistency and then go on and package. So you can actually store it with any packaging bottle of your choice, and that's it. Now if you check now, I just added color to this. Adding color is totally optional. So if you actually want to make two colors after you're done packing the white color, because I actually do love the white color. Like the white color is giving luxury and it looks more like milk, and the texture is amazing. Like it's so amazing. So if you don't want it white, you can add a little bit of color. So what I did is to add a combination of blue color and a drop of green to make a sea blue color. Is it sea blue or sea green? So just as you're seeing it, it turned out really beautiful and I love it. So this is it after packaging. You can see it's looking very beautiful, and yes, you can make this for sale. Just take a look at it. It's beautiful, and trust me, it's a very good business idea. So friend, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Gifty and I'm super excited to welcome you to the Giftings family. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also turn on your notification bell so that you'll be the first to watch my next video. And at the end of this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, and don't also forget to share this video to your friends. And now to my beautiful, wonderful, and amazing gift team. Thank you for always being here. God bless you. So you guys, I'll see you in my next video. But before then, stay blessed and keep loving one another.